So here we have the top sneaker releases for October, and there's quite a few on the list, and probably not as great as September, but still some key sneakers on there. And the first one, which has been delayed, I think quite a few times by the sounds of it, on the 1st of October, is the Adidas Samba OG in the black and off-white colour, and this is part of the Dia de los Muertos pack, and they're both coming out hopefully October the 1st. And also part of the same Day of the Dead pack is the Adidas Crazy Chaos 2000 Black. And not a fan of this particular model, in all honesty. Just looks a bit sort of too simple. Very much like the Adidas Response as well. So they're pretty much all sort of interchangeable, these Adidas runners. And then we also have a double pack of the Hello Kitty Adidas, the Adistar Cushion and the Gazelle Indoor. Both these sneakers, I do like both of the silhouettes, but obviously I'm not really into the whole Hello Kitty thing. But still nice sneakers if you're, after kind of any one of these pairs. I do find the Adistar Cushion very comfortable on foot. And then also releasing, apparently on the 1st of October, is the Nike Air Max Sunder Blue Eyes. So I think Nike are getting this right with the Sunder releases, because it's the perfect time to release them sort of for winter season. And this is another nice pair, in my opinion, in terms of the colourway. And then we also have the Air Jordan 1 PSG, and this one pushed back quite a few times. So it's one of those sneakers that looks like definitely is coming out on 1st of October, because I've seen it loaded up. To me, I'm not too much of a fan of these. I think they look too much similar to an AJKO. However, maybe if I see them in person, it might change my mind. I do see nice sort of patterns on there, but just not a fan of the overall look of the sneaker. And also what's releasing is the Nike Air Max 1 86 Premium Powerwall BRS. So this is a re-retro, I guess, of a old popular colorway, and it's obviously on the 86 model instead of the 87 model. Not really something that I'm feeling personally, but obviously it seems to be one of those sneakers that is coveted. And then we also have the Wu-Tang Nike Dunk High. And this is coming out again, supposed to be 1st October. It's been pushed back a few times as well. And to tell the truth, I'm not feeling this. I think the only thing that kind of is selling the sneaker is the Wu-Tang symbol on the dunks. But I think if they dropped as a GR, I don't think anyone would be buying these. And also kind of coming for the Halloween time is the Nike Air Max 180, black and crimson. This is an okay colorway in my opinion, but I think it's one of those ones where if you're obviously a fan of like black sneakers, it's probably the perfect time, and obviously like it's coming up to Halloween, so you've got the orange on there as well. And also, I'm not mad at these, is the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Metallic Copper. Another nice Foamposite. I think they're on a roll with the Foamposite colours, and they're quite sort of shiny. Obviously, it's an acquired taste, I guess, but I do like the sort of solid construction, and I actually like the look of them as well. But it's not something, the colourways is not something that I tend to sort of gravitate to, because I'm not a fan of like any sort of sneakers with too much sort of shiny material. And then we also have on the 2nd of October the Air Jordan 1 Low in black and white. I don't know how many numbers will I suppose Jordan brand release for these, but it's a nice sneaker. I actually like the low 85 cuts. They're a lot more comfortable on foot in my opinion, but I might be in the minority in that. And depending on how many there are, I think these are definitely going to sit. Probably the wrong time to release them as well, being an all-white sneaker, so probably more of a summer, springtime. However, I'll probably try to pick them up after, maybe on sale and later on down the line. And then we also got the Aunt Pearl KD4s, so this is another sneaker that's, I suppose, fairly coveted as well. And, again, not mad at them, but it's not my thing. And also on the 3rd of October, which is another sneaker that got pushed back, is the Basement New Balance pack. And they're in the grey silver and black silver colour. Both of them are very nice, and if you're a fan of 1906R, this one again looks like it's similar to the Climbers You Love colourways, and those ones had I suppose much better colourways in my opinion, and were kind of more, I suppose, looking utility type shoes instead, which is the same thing with these, with the lace toggles. And then also on the 3rd of October apparently is the New Balance 1000 Moonrock and the Mallard green and the real pink. I maybe expect one of those two sneakers to get pushed back, out of the 1906R, the basement pack that's releasing, but, I might be wrong on that, and they might all kind of release on the same day, but it seems to be quite a few releases from New Balance quite close to each other. And also on the 4th of October, which I've seen a really cool reel for this on the Sneakers app, and it's nodding, to the 80s, and it's got that kind of cartoony anime type look, but also sort of that Transformers vibe going on, and all those sort of 80s types of cartoons. So this actually pair is sort of growing on me now, and I used to have a pair as a kid, and it was the high version, so I'll be definitely interested in seeing if I can grab a pair. And then we also have the Air Foamposite 1 Premium Tech N8. This one keeps getting pushed back by the sounds of it. I'm not sure if it's actually going to I suppose release on this particular date, but I've put 4th of October for now because that's what is sort of indicating online, but I might be wrong on that. And then also from Samsung Gear and Asics Gel Terrain, I think it's a Korean brand, so they're releasing a hiking type sneaker from Asics, and it's one of those ones where, again, all the Asics sneakers to me looks quite sort of interchangeable and not much different, so I'm not really too much of a fan of these. I'm sure they're comfortable on foot, but just not a fan of the aesthetics, in my opinion. And then also we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Satin Shadow. I'm not particularly a fan of these. Obviously, I'm not mad at them. It's still a Jordan 1 at the end of the day, but I just feel I actually find the bread colorway to be better than this, in my opinion. But I might be in the minority again for that. But it's a cool sneaker, but again, I hope they don't release them in too many big numbers, because I don't think people have been asking for these. And then within the concept stores, we've got the Jason Tatum pack, and this is consisting of his signature sneaker, that I think is his second sneaker, and also a Jordan 1 Low. And I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, I'm not after any of these sneakers. I think if there was a raffle, maybe I'd enter it just to kind of see if I could get a pair to have a look at. But obviously I'd be more interested in the Jordan 1 Low than the Jason Tatum trainer. And then we also, which was previewed on the sneakers show that they had back in, I think, early August or July, and this is the Nike Dunk Low Berlin. I think out of all the Dunk Lows that I've seen this year, I think this is one of the better ones, and it's a nice one in terms of the way it looks, and by the looks of the materials, it looks quite premium. So for me, it's a nice colourway as well, and one of the better ones, like I said. And then also on the 5th of October, another AE one from Adidas. They seem to be pumping out the different colourways, and this one's called Pre-Loved Purple. So it's almost sort of hinging towards more of the pink type colour. But again, not mad at them. I do like the AE one, but for me, the colourway obviously speaks to some people, but not to me. And then also, what's releasing on the 5th of October is the Adidas Adizero Aruku. And this is a model I'm not too much of a fan of, I suppose, high stack sneakers for lifestyle wear. And as far as I know, and from what I've read, this is more of a lifestyle sneaker. And for that reason, I just don't get on with high stack foam sneakers for that, sort of leisure wear, really. I think, it's fine if you're doing some sort of sport like running, and I think that it works best in that area. But as a general everyday sneaker, I personally don't like them as being high stacks. And the double pack from Eastside Golf and the Nike Air Max 1 and Air Zoom Victory. Both are okay sneakers to me. I think they've got some cool touches on them, and obviously I like the removable swoosh. They have a little swoosh underneath that, if you don't want to have to display the swoosh. And I think there's different colours of the swoosh as well. And the trainer's got sort of nice touches, especially on the outsole. And they've done I think Eastside Golf do a good job with their collabs, but I'm just not a fan of the overall I suppose execution on this particular pair. And then also on the 7th of October, we've got the New Balance 1000 the Rain Cloud pack, and this one is a good one that's releasing. I think it's the right time for these to release, because again, coming during the fall winter time, I think it's the perfect sneaker to have during that period. And then also releasing on the 8th of October is the Nike Cortez Forest Gump. And this one's got a better sort of more, not premium package, but going more towards the OG. So I think people will be quite happy with these, if you're a fan of this colourway and also the silhouette. Me personally, I'm not really into Cortez, but You know, it's again a classic colorway, so can't really argue too much about that. And also on the 8th of October, we've got the Nike Air Max 1 Essential Escape. And not too, I think these look fine actually. Again, not something that I will be, you know, looking to grab, but I don't mind them. I think it's actually quite sort of neutral colorway, going towards obviously more on the wheat side, but I think they're, you know, okay for, I suppose, the fall winter time, but I personally won't wear Air Max 1s during this sort of weather period. And then also on the 8th of October, we've got the Nike Air Max 1 Kai Cenat, and this is the Dot Swoosh collab, and it's called the Low Poly, so all of the shapes or the design details in terms of the overlays have all been, I suppose, squared off instead, rather than it being sort of, you know, circle, curved. So in that respect, you know, it's a cool looking sneaker, but I don't necessarily think that I need it, you know, in all honesty, because I have a red pair of Air Max 186. So for me, obviously, if I could get them for retail, I'll get them for retail, but if not, I'm not that fussed of if I don't grab a pair. And then on the 9th of October, we've got the New Balance 1906A Refined Future Pack. And I think, you know, these colorways are both nice. Probably not as nice as the white and silver pair that released earlier on in the year, or I think it was white and gold actually. However, I saw the white and gold pair up close when I went in store the other day, and I like the look of them online, but when I saw them in person, I'm not too much of a fan of the offcuts of material, and especially the end lock strap as well. It just feels a bit off to me. You know, it just has a almost too much untidy look when you see it in person, in my opinion anyway. So, but if you're a fan of these, obviously, you know, 9th of October is the date. And something that I like the look of and got cool touches on it, I'm a big fan of Goldie, who's a drum and bass artist in the UK. And I'm not mad at the silhouette. I think it's nice. I'm not sure how comfortable it will be. That's my only reservation with it. But, you know, like I said, I'm a fan of Goldie, and, you know, would like to pick them up for that reason, but I don't know if they're very wearable. And then also on the 10th of October, I've got the Nike SB Dunk Low City of Cinema. And this is an okay sneaker to me. I think for me, it's not one that I'm looking to grab. I like the storytelling or the, you know, the influence of cinema, which, you know, I'm into films and stuff anyway. But for me, it's one of those sneakers that the colorway is just not doing it for me. And then on the 11th of October, I'm not sure, this probably won't come out in the UK and EU, but it's the University of Oregon and the Nike Dunk Low, what the Ducks. And there seem to be two different pairs, and they both got kind of wild, I suppose, colorways on them, and, you know, taking influence from past releases that have come out. And I feel these will probably be quite sort of limited and probably be maybe US exclusive. And then on 12th of October, we've got the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Howard University. I love my lows, but I'm a bit undecided on whether I should, you know, go for these. I think they're nice, but I'm just not sure. There's something about the navy and the red together just not grabbing me. I think if it was more like a black toe, then I probably would be up for them. But I might sort of change my mind when it comes near to time. And rumoured to release on the 16th of October is the Jordan Airship PE SP Awake New York. And I've bought the red pair, which I got on sale for like £70 or £75. And to me, it's probably the best airship to come out so far. And the materials on it's really good. The design details on it's really good. And the overall presentation in terms of what you get into the box is amazing. So I think for me, I'll be looking to grab these. I think this time around, this probably pair might be more limited than the one that I released before, because obviously they've stripped back on stock, and the other pair was sitting for quite a while. So I'll be, maybe trying to grab these anyway. And then we have the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Black Toe Reimagined. This looks like it's been delayed. I'll put 18th of October for now, because it feels like a lot of, you know, sites have sort of pulled it down. I've seen on StockX that they're not selling anymore on StockX. But Goat still have them for sale, and I don't know if the actual date has been pushed back to 2025. It feels a bit of an odd decision to me, but again, it's one of those ones where it's, you know, I'm not 100% certain if it's actually gonna, you know, get delayed, so that's why I've left them in there for now. But overall, still a cool sneaker. It's a black toe at the end of the day, so you can't go wrong. Even if you like the logo or don't like the logo, you know, still a nice sneaker. And on the 22nd of October, we've got the Jayden Brown 741 Performance Rover. This is his first sneaker, and I'm not mad at them. I think it's a nice looking sneaker, but I'm not a fan of the colourway, so I'm not a fan of the black and gold. However, I like the fact that he's gone independent and doing his own thing, which is a nice thing to see. And like I said, I think the colourway, if there's a nice colourway, then I'll be interested in grabbing a pair. And then on the 23rd of October, we've got the Nike Air Max Sunder in Night Maroon. And this is a pair I'm not mad at. I'm not over the moon by them, but I think, you know, the colourways that they've released so far in Sunder have been very good. So this is another one which is in the, you know, cool category. And something on the 26th of October is the Air Jordan 4 Orchid. This is kind of the almost like the opposite of the UNC Jordan 4 that released quite a few years back. And again, not my kind of colourway. Not really too much into sort of this sort of pink type colour. And I don't like the grey wings and the heel tab. It just sort of throws the sneaker off for me. And then the 26th of October, which has been delayed, is the New Balance 990 V6 in Rich Oak, and probably a perfect sneaker for I suppose in terms of fall time, winter time. Obviously it's got a mesh upper on there, so it's not going to be protecting you from the elements, but a very sort of wintry vibe to them. And then also the 31st of October, the Nike Kobe 5 X-Ray. I'm going to put 3 stars for this for me personally. I'm not a fan of the way these look. I think for playing basketball in, I think, I'd give them a higher rating because it's a cool looking sneaker for basketball. But I think wearing it out and about, just not feeling the whole sort of skeleton on top of the overlay. And then this is potentially going to release sometime in October. It got delayed by the sounds of it. Is the Adidas Harden Volume 8 Miami Nights. And it's a nice looking sneaker, but again, being this sort of pink colour, not too much of a big fan of it, but obviously if you're playing basketball, then these are pretty much perfect. And at some point in October as well is this other colour of the Adidas Aruku in red and blue. And a cool sneaker as well, but again, being what I said earlier about the high foam stack, I'm not sure if it's something that I would look to grab and wear personally. And then also in October, which I would assume coming out more towards the Halloween period, is the Air Force One Halloween Skull. Just not a fan of these at all, really. I just think it's a weird looking sneaker. It looked better with some of the newer pictures I've seen, but still not a fan of them. And also part of the Halloween theme, I'm guessing, again, releasing later on in the month of October, is the Zoom Vomero 5 Spider. And again, it's not something that I'd be interested in personally, but someone else might be. It's an okay looking sneaker, and just not a fan of these over the top Halloween inspired sneakers.